Well, good morning, everybody. Barb Katie here. So good to see you again. And I'm really excited to be talking with you as always. Today, I think I would like to um, sort of reflect on some things that I've been thinking about concerning my habits. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of habits that help me get through my life much more efficiently and effectively. You can sort of put certain things on autopilot and not have to worry about it when it's become a habit. And that can be very, very productive and helpful. But the flip side of that coin is if the habit is not really serving your purpose and what you want to accomplish, it can actually make whatever task you've set for yourself more difficult to achieve. And this week I was thinking about my many habits and the habits that I may have had a tendency to develop from time to time as I have traveled this weight loss journey, which is a journey to the best health that I can achieve. And not all of them serve my best interest. And since I've been battling my weight since I was a little kid, I have a lot of time uh, that has processed through that I can reflect on and identify certain tendencies and patterns as I have been on this journey. Some things worked really well for a short period of time, some worked not at all. Some quit working, whatever. And so I've been examining where I am in this moment in time and trying to see if I need to begin to make a few adjustments. And maybe some of the things that I thought at one point in time were good habits actually have turned into bad habits. So, with that in mind, here's some stuff that I discovered about myself. You may have made similar discoveries in your life. We'll see. Losing excess body fat can improve both my physical and mental health. I think that's really pretty true. But reaching my weight loss goals can be challenging, sometimes more so than others. And often I have trouble figuring out why is it so hard? Why am I struggling so here? Though there are plenty of ways to lose weight safely and effectively, some common habits I have found could be making weight loss much harder than it needs to be. I'm sort of shooting myself in the foot, if you were, because I have not changed these habits and I keep persisting in repeating them, and they really might not be heading me in the right directions. One thing I have found is I, from time to time, have been overly restrictive. Being overly restrictive when I am eating can make weight loss harder by triggering overeating. I get so frustrated. The very thing that I should not eat, I seem to be craving more and more because I have made it into something forbidden and it seems to be much more attractive when it's forbidden than when it is just a choice that I'm making. Completely cutting out my favorite foods when trying to lose weight could backfire by, like I said, intensifying the cravings, making it easier in some ways to overeat. Excuse me just a minute. Research shows that people who follow restrictive diets are much more likely to overeat highly palatable foods, particularly sugary foods, when uh, more so than eaters that are given freedom of choice, where no food is forbidden, no food is bad, you eat balanced, you eat harmoniously with the needs of your body, and you stay in touch with the signals that your body is giving you. Taking a more balanced approach to the way you eat and allowing yourself to enjoy your favorite foods on occasion can actually help me stay on track and help me more likely reach the weight loss goals I've set for myself. Another thing that I tend to do, and as I went through my list, I noticed I'm a person that can very easily go to extremes. And one of the things that I have to watch about is over exercising. Can you believe it? Over exercising. Exercise is important for weight loss, and it certainly can improve physical and mental health. Uh, but exercising too much, again, can increase your hunger level, and that can lead to overeating. And it also can trigger aches and pains you didn't even know that were possible. And that leads you to discomfort. And one of the things that's pleasurable that we tend to do when we're in pain or uncomfortable is overeat. It's best to create something that's is sustainable as an exercise routine that makes you feel good, but isn't going to really overtax the body. So that it takes you 2 or 3 days to recover from a very intense workout. Uh, though the exact amount of exercise needed to lose and maintain weight varies from person to person, the CDC recommends that we adults aim for around 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity, 75 minutes of vigorous activity, or an equivalent combination every week, including at least 2 days of strength training per week, uh, is is also a good recommendation. Consider working with a personal trainer if you need help developing an exercise plan for you. And if some of us have been inactive for a long period of time, this is so important uh, to have someone that is looking out for you physically and trying to make certain that you do not hurt yourself in the process of trying to improve yourself. Another thing that I tend to do, especially if I'm busy, is skip meals. Uh, while skipping meals isn't always harmful, most studies show that skipping certain meals, particularly breakfast, may actually increase food cravings. This can lead to overeating later in the day as you begin to realize that you have not yet broken the fast from the day before and your body is in an actual physical need state. Though some people have found success using methods like intermittent fasting for weight loss, most people can typically lose weight while eating 3 balanced meals a day. And if you want to sort of ease into and test out how you might do with intermittent fasting, you can actually adjust that 3 meals a day into a narrower window. If you normally get up and eat breakfast at 7, eat lunch noonish to 1, and dinner 6 or 7 in the evening, you may be able to condense the time span in which you eat. Maybe you could try going from 8 in the morning for your first meal and 5 in the evening, maybe 6 for your last meal, and sticking lunch or a couple of smaller snacks in between those two time frames and see how that works. Um, Another thing that tends to get us into some trouble is following fad diets. And I think all of us know that there are plenty of those out there that we can play with if we have a mind to. One of the things that I think is helpful to remember is fad diets are designed to induce short-term weight loss. Um, they are often overly restrictive and very low in calories, with unnecessary rules and guidelines that can take the pleasure out of eating and even increase stress levels. And I think all of you at one point of time may have dabbled with a fad diet. The one that first comes to mind to me is the ever returning cabbage soup plan. Rather than follow a fad diet, it's best, I think, to follow a balanced eating plan that provides the body with the nutrients it needs while creating a small calorie deficit to promote a slow, consistent, healthy weight loss. And you're more likely, I think, to keep it off. At least I'm more likely to keep weight off if I go about it slow. And that helps me develop a new, healthier habit, and it's not nearly as stressful. Another thing that sometimes happens that can be a bad habit is not eating enough protein. Choosing more filling foods like protein-rich foods can help reduce hunger and increase feelings of fullness for longer, which can really help with your journey to a healthy, balanced way of eating and moving through your life. Protein increases feelings of fullness by slowing digestion and increasing the level of satiety. We actually feel more satisfied with what we have eaten uh, when we increase the protein sometimes a little bit. Uh, it's not hard to add additional protein to your food plan. Things like Greek yogurt, fish, lentils is a simple way to support that increase that may help you in your weight loss journey. Um, Slacking on fiber, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, is also another area of concern. Like protein, fiber increases the feelings of fullness after eating, and that helps you consume fewer overall calories because you stayed satisfied and had that feeling of fullness much longer. Studies show that a high fiber diet is really an effective way to help boost your weight loss and to increase the fiber intake on a daily basis. It's a simple matter of incorporating foods like beans, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds into our plan to produce weight loss friendly meals and snacks. Another area that I think all of us need to watch, especially in this day of text messaging and computer games and searching the internet, is sitting too much. People who live sedentary lifestyles are more likely to be overweight than people who lead more active lifestyles. Now, I know that seems very logical and simple, but we slip into inactivity habits uh, quite easily and don't often take the time to analyze just how much time we spend during the day seated. It could be watching TV, it could be sitting out back visiting with the neighbors over a fire pit at night. I mean, it's not just screen time that we have to watch out for. It's all the time we sit and don't move. And some of us lie down and doze off. Who would think anybody would do such a thing? Another thing is relying on takeout instead of cooking your own meals. Research shows that people who cook more meals at home have a healthier body weight and better diet quality than those who frequently eat out. And I think a lot of that has to do with knowing exactly what you're adding to the food you're eating uh, or is prepared for you. Restaurant and takeout meals tend to be much higher in calories and have larger portions than home cooked meals. And yes, you can get a doggy bag or a box and take the food home if you think about it and you don't realize too late that there's not enough left to take home, so I'm just going to finish it up anyway. I paid for it. Uh, Not only that, but home cooked meals are associated generally with better overall nutrient intake. If you currently eat most of your meals out or frequently get takeout food, set a goal to cook at least one meal at home per day. If this becomes easier, try to increase the number of meals you prepare on a weekly basis. You don't have to do everything at once, just gradually make the change and adjust the habit. Another thing that is a real uh, adder of calories can be drinking them. If you regularly drink calorie containing beverages, uh, even like a cocktail, an energy drink, a soda, and sweetened coffee drinks, you may be taking in far more calories than you realize you are. Some coffee drinks, like the lattes and the frappuccinos, can contain as many calories as an entire meal and pack as much sugar as a candy bar. Drinking calorie-free beverages like water and choosing lower calorie beverage options, even some unsweetened lattes, can help you control your calorie intake overall in the course of a week, especially. Uh, Number 10, this one really sort of struck a note with me: refusing help. If I'm struggling to lose weight, I need to seek help from either a supportive friend or a healthcare provider to guide me through whatever difficulty I'm experiencing. Don't let pride get in your way. Healthcare providers like doctors and registered dietitians can identify factors that may be contributing to weight gain and actually making it harder for you to lose weight. They can help you develop a personalized diet and exercise plan specific not only for your goals, but for your health needs. We are not all alike, and differences in the way we eat and what we eat may be quite important not only for our own overall general health, but for weight levels as well. Doctors can also rule out certain health conditions that make weight loss harder. There's polycystic ovarian syndrome makes that journey uh, much more difficult, as does Hashimoto's disease. Uh, Being unrealistic in your aspirations and expectations also can be a habit that you need to adjust. Setting realistic weight loss and body composition goals is so important when trying to lose weight. While it's understandable to want to lose as quickly as possible, most experts recommend a rate of weight loss of 4 to 8 pounds per month, and that is pretty aggressive. Losing weight slowly and consistently using a smaller calorie deficit can counteract some of the compensatory changes related to weight loss, such as loss of muscle mass, which is critically important as you continue the journey. Uh, Increased appetite sometimes is a challenge to be dealt with. A reduction in your basal metabolic rate is also something to be considered. These are the calories we burn while we're at rest. And losing muscle, actually, if it's repeated cycle after cycle with quick weight loss attempts, can make you fatter than you were, even though you may weigh the same amount in pounds on the scale. Uh, Another point that I was thinking about is negative self-talk. And I think sometimes we're really beating up on ourselves very, very harshly. Weight loss can be, as we all know, a very frustrating process, but it's important to practice self-kindness even when not on track with hitting the goals that we have set for ourselves. Research shows that self-criticism is strongly linked to negative feelings about weight, while positive self-talk is associated with more positive weight-related feelings and a lower body weight. This means that being kinder to yourself can help you reach your weight loss goals much more efficiently and conveniently. Uh, Another one is not managing the stress in your life well. And all of us have some type of stress in our life almost every single day. Most people eat more calories when they're under a lot of stress. And I think that is part of the self-soothing and the calming and the production of dopamine that we've been expected when we engage in that activity. It actually helps to calm us down, and we do continue to self-soothe a lot in that manner. Um, Stress has also been shown to increase the intake of food associated with weight gain, like sweets and high-fat fast foods. Managing your stress level by prioritizing self-care, incorporating stress reduction techniques into your day, and reducing, if at all possible, the known stressors whenever you can, may make our weight loss journeys a little easier. Uh, Another one is just neglecting activity. Increasing the number of steps you take each day is probably one of the easiest and most effective ways to create a calorie deficit. If you're not a fan of workout routines, of walking, um, a set distance or biking, try just going out for a stroll with a friend. Call somebody and say, hey, meet me on the corner and let's walk up to the drugstore and grab a coffee and visit for a while. Um, the only thing you need to be aware of there, of course, is what friend you're inviting, and is this a trusted friend that's going to help you keep with the plan you have. Uh, but walking is just a great way to aid your plan. It's very reinforcing. It can reduce stress. It builds more muscle. I speak strongly of moving more wherever you can. Uh, and the important thing is to change it up. Don't always just do the same thing every single day. Your muscles have memory, and in time, certain muscles will get stronger, and you won't get quite the benefit that you were getting when you initially began. Uh, though calorie burning varies, you generally burn around a calorie. Don't get depressed, for every 20 steps you take. If you aim to walk 2,000 extra steps a day, you'll burn around 100 calories, which can help with your weight loss. I think that's probably where the very popular to uh, undo the damage of eating an M&M, you have to walk a football field. That sounds just about uh, the same thing in terms of calorie expenditure. Uh, Eating while distracted is one that I found out this week. I have been really doing quite a bit. Eating while distracted increases calorie intake both immediately and later in the day. Eating while watching TV or scrolling on your phone is an example of distracted eating. Any of you ever been munching on something while you're scrolling through your phone to see if you've got any new text messages? And all of a sudden you look down and that snack that you were eating is long gone and you don't remember enjoying one single nibble. Minimizing distractions while eating really helps be more aware of what our hunger levels are actually, and also will help us realize the feelings of fullness, which can prevent overeating and also encourage weight loss. My target this week actually is going to be uh, trying to modify my tendency to want to snack on something while I'm distracted doing other tasks. Multitasking really doesn't work that efficiently. So, just a quick note as I close out here, weight loss sure can be difficult, and common habits can make weight loss even more of a challenge, I have found. Being overly restrictive with my food choices, sitting too much, eating while distracted, relying on takeout food, and being overcritical are just a few of the habits I realized I can modify this week to make my weight loss journey more successful and certainly easier. And that's a very good thing to learn, I think. Uh, Being overly self critical to me is one of the ones that I need to work on. As I said before, I am my harshest critic. I need to be my loudest cheerleader instead. So get out there, cheer yourself on to victory, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one for now. Bye bye.